Hi there, my name is Karen Buggy, and I am a Diamond Team Beachbody coach. And my husband and I just completed day 14 of the Ultimate Reset, which is Beachbody's 21-day cleanse. 21 days, they say, but we were actually just looking after we finished our meal. We were thinking about next week and how it'll be our 21 days complete and what will happen afterwards. We were considering tapping into the 21-day fixed extreme eating program and workouts, just excited to get back into an exercise routine as well. But in reading ahead, I was looking as to how to transition from the Ultimate Reset into normal everyday eating after the cleanse. And it was funny because everything that they were discussing was just talking about introducing things slowly. So our family got a kick out of that. But so this week coming up is going to be a challenging week because it's predominantly just going to be fruits and vegetables. So this week we were able to have grains, fruits, and vegetables. First week we were able to have eggs and tempeh and beans and lean meats in the first week. But then again, this past week, we were able to have grains and fruits and vegetables. So this week will be challenging, but we are in it for the long haul. What would you have to like to say?
I honestly can't believe we're doing this. So it's I guess the end of 2 weeks here. I've now lost 15 pounds, so I'm down to about from 250 to 235. My blood pressure is absolutely under control now for the first time, and my sleeping is still great. I do miss the other foods, and when we were talking about, what do we do after 21 days, and it was like week 6 of this whole thing, when we start to slowly introduce chicken, I started to get pretty depressed. I was envisioning slowly introducing the chicken. I was like, no way. I'm going to introduce it real quick.
Right.
But
so the philosophy behind introducing things slowly, but it was funny because every other sentence it was just talking about incorporating a third of a cup of whole grain into your diet, keeping the portions on the small side. You introduce oats one day, and then 3 days later you introduce legumes, and then 3 days later you introduce something else. And the reasoning behind that is to just see how your body reacts. Matt, in addition to his blood pressure and his weight loss, he doesn't have sinuses or allergies now, and that's huge.
Yeah,
I've always had that.
Yeah, I was taking Zyrtec every day for a couple of weeks before we started this.
And you've always had congestion.
I stopped needing it, and I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but I haven't needed it, and I'm cutting the grass, and this is the season when I normally would have it, so that's also something. And I have no intentions of going back to coffee, which I did huge. 3 or 4 times a day, and I'm like, don't even think about it now. Actually, that's something I don't crave, and I drink it every day. I do crave certain foods for sure, but I don't crave the coffee.
Right. So it is interesting as to, where this cleanse is going and what it's done for us so far. But I'm excited for this week just because we're in the home stretch, and I've gotten, like I said before, I think I'm doing fantastic in the kitchen as far as the meal.
Yes, it's unbelievable. I'm not really that excited for this week, to be honest with you. I'm excited for the week after this week when we're into the next phase.
Right.
But I said to Karen in the beginning, I'm not doing this if it's just going to be a 3-week thing, and then we just end up in a month later back to where we were before. So we're joking, but in all seriousness, the new normal is going to be, is sort of what we're trying to define here. And so the book obviously gives you guidance on it, but frankly, it's pretty tough. I mean, it has you going out several more weeks before you're introducing certain foods that, you're used to. So, I don't know, we're on our journey. It's good so far. I'm kind of ready, to be honest, for this to move on and be done. So I want to get through this week, and then we'll see where it goes. But I'm really happy with chicken. I'm really happy with the results, though, I have to admit.
Right. So again, we'll keep you tuned in to this week and how we roll with the predominant fruits and vegetables.
You just said roll.
Right.
And bread is something I'm really missing. And now she's talking about rolls.
Well, that is something. So they were saying how you slowly introduce foods, and I said, okay, so we can introduce chicken to start, and then a couple of days later introduce something else. And you said predominantly you were missing the bread.
Yeah, I've never slowly introduced food into my life in any way, shape, or form. It's always been rapid fire.
But you have done great. So, some of the key things that they recommend, number one, when you eat, do not drink. So do not have water with your meal. The other thing that they recommend is to slowly chew your food so you taste your food. Yeah. And in between bites, put your fork down.
I ate like a lion before this. It was big chunks and went down in there. It was and I'm actually chewing my food slowly. And I've heard that before. I never really did it. I thought it was like, whatever that sounds like. I just want to consume. And now, frankly, because the portions are a little bit smaller, although I'm not hungry, but I do slow down, because if I eat at the same pace I was eating before, my meal would be over in about 2 minutes. So I slow down and I really do taste it. And I do actually chew it like probably twice as long. And because of that, I don't have to have a drink. I don't think I've ever not had drinks with my food before.
Right.
But when you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, and when you're chewing a lot, you don't need them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the other thing that we can close with is, throughout the week, we're busy with our routines and our schedules. So we're able to stick with the routine and more easily, not really tap into the emotional side of what we're eating. But definitely the weekends are more difficult, and Saturday in particular, it is the most challenging day of the whole week for us, just because that's when we roll out the pancakes and sausage for breakfast, and we have an awesome Italian deli down the street where we get fresh meats that and breads that came from the strip district, and then we go out to dinner.
Right.
So Saturdays are difficult for us because we really link a lot of emotional eating and entertainment with food. But really, that's the one day. But other than that, we're pretty good.
I'd say the weekends in general are the toughest part, because our entertainment is always in some way, shape, or form wrapped around food and drink.
Mm-hmm.
It just is.
Mm-hmm.
And that obviously is not necessarily a very good thing. So you're finding, to be honest, you're actually finding, wow, I have more time. We're not like going out to eat tonight. So I can be productive tonight, or, have dinner here and then do something on a Saturday night from 8 to 11 productive.
Like yesterday evening, we were sitting there talking after dinner, and Matt, you said you were like, a little bit of a downer, like a little bit depressed. And I was like, wait a minute though, is that what it is? Or are we just relaxed?
Right.
Or are we relaxed? But, because we're not, rushing out to a restaurant, coming back and, engorged with food that we're exhausted, and I'm falling asleep at, 9 o'clock. So yes, it's interesting. It's good. All is good. And we appreciate you tapping into us and hearing our journey. And if the event that you have any interest in learning more about the Ultimate Reset, as a couple, I would highly recommend it. I am a Team Beachbody coach, so if you should have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and we will talk to you soon. Wish us luck on our last week.
One more week.
We'll talk soon. Thank you so much. Have a good night.